What's up, guys? Adapt Motorsports is back after, I believe, 2 months. Quite a bit has actually changed. I know I've not been posting a lot of videos, but just built my cobalt. This is not the blue cobalt. This is actually another cobalt that's in a little bit worse shape as far as body-wise compared to the blue one. Reason being is the rules, again, if you watched the last video, rules around me have changed. So, yeah, I had a little bit of a rant, but after thinking about things, my channel's Adapt Motorsports. I've always been Adapt Motorsports ever since high school when I was racing dirt tracks. Reason being is on the dirt tracks and even with life itself, you always have to adapt. Every week you have to adapt. Every lap that you run, you have to adapt to be better. And it's just one of those things where the only way I'm gonna get better as a derby driver is by adapting to the rules. So here we go. Wayne County Speedway, Orrville, Ohio, October 3rd. Derby starts at 5:30 p.m. Gates open at 1. This car will be running in what they call their windshield class. I would also say it's like a gut and go. Basically, we'll strip the interior. Gas tank's allowed to be in stock location if it's in front of the rear wheels, which it is. Allowed to run a front windshield, obviously. The name windshield compacts. So I've never ran a windshield in a car before. I've always had chains, so I figured taking the windshield out's one less thing I gotta worry about. Plus I hate taking windows out anyway, so it actually works out. It's a 2008 Chevy Cobalt LS 5-speed transmission, 2.2 liter motor. These cars are starting to get really popular as far as the dirt track scene goes. There is my business, Adapt Motorsports. That's why another reason why I have not been on for 2 months. But yeah, it's just a little 4-cylinder front-wheel drive car. Like I said, 2.2. I mean, nothing special. I did not move any of the wiring other than, like, there's the fuse panel. There's overflow bottle, air cleaner. Right here's the core support. Let's see, that's the AC condenser. This is your radiator. This is your core support. Like, that's not, and I actually moved it back. These mounts right here, I don't know how good I can get it, but that mount used to be straight to the point. I mean, I can still get, quite a bit of fingers in there, but this actually used to be stepped up. This part here used to be out here. Me and my dad, we actually bent the brackets and actually was able to gain about another 1/2 inch of clearance. Welded chain to the front bumper. You're not allowed to swap bumpers. But you are, the only welding allowed for this class is you're allowed to weld chain to hold it in place, and then you're allowed your 3-inch by 3-inch plates, 1 plate per vertical seam, which I have. Other than that, there is no welding whatsoever allowed. Trunk hood and passenger door must be chained or wired. I went ahead, and it's quite a bit of slack. I might have to redo that one, but chain the passenger door shut. I'm gonna 9-wire everything else. Your headlights come through this pocket right here and this pocket here. It's actually really simple. Just pull it through and cut your little plastic tabs, and then it will actually come over here. Where's it at? That ground wire right there is actually on that. Just basically pull this, your fuse panel off to the side a little bit, which those two bolts right there, it lets it slide over just enough that you can route your wiring back there. That is the starter ground wire. There it is, right there. Originally, that's bolted here. Just unbolt it, bolt it right back there, works perfectly fine. I did not cut any wiring. No wiring has been cut. I still have the full dash. Full dash, basically other than the airbags. Airbags and glove compartment. Other than that, full dash. All I did was move wiring. Can't really see my... All I did was move the wiring. So, got me a cage in here. Welded front, back. The door bars are bolted basically at the B pillar. And then, I don't know how well you guys can see up in there. And then they're bolted actually to the dash themselves. So that wasn't too bad. As I believe it's 1.5 by 2-inch square tubing. If you guys are in the Wayne County area, look up Dilliard Lawn Care LLC. They also have a Facebook page. They are actually sponsoring my entry fee for this weekend. So my little pumpkin face. They're going to sponsor me my entry fee for this weekend. So big shout out to them. And then of course my business that it's not open yet, but it is almost I'm about ready to. So Adapt Motorsports, I'm gonna have mainly catering to the circle track guys, but I will have miscellaneous bolts. I've got all thread coming in, so it is what it is. Just basically look me up on Facebook, message me on Facebook and see if I got what you got. If not, I'll try to get it and let you know. But yeah, basically all I did was gut the interior, exterior, take the windows out. The best way for me that I have found to take windows out, I got a putty knife, a real thin putty knife. And then I take a torch, one of those like propane bottle torches, and I heat that putty knife up till it's nice and red. And then I just kind of come in like this at an angle, and then eventually just kind of go right on around while keeping the heat to the putty knife. And I mean, it just cuts this stuff like butter. That's how I take take the trim out of the windows there after I smash the windows out. But that's the easiest way I know how to do it. I know there's a lot of methods, but that's the easiest way. Front end, yeah, like I said, I didn't take out any AC lines like I normally do. Normally, this I would have moved. This I would have moved. The computer sits right here underneath this plastic. I would have moved that. Definitely would have tried to get it back up in here, which is where your windshield washer motor sits. Definitely would have tried to put all that stuff back there. Left my AC lines in place. The other thing too is I probably would have put like a cold air intake or, jimmy rigged some sort of straight pipe intake to gain more engine clearance, because there's not much going on here. But like I said, it's a gut and go class. I've never done one of these classes, and I'm just trying to adapt to the sport. You know, live up to the team name and my business name. You know, it don't look good on me telling guys to adapt to the sport when I refuse to adapt myself. So, but that is all I did to the front. Like I said, there's no welding outside of welding the chain to the frame and then to the bumper to help hold the bumper on. That's all the welding we're allowed, other than the door. But yeah, I've not done anything else to engine compartment. Other than moving the headlight wires to that corner back there, there's nothing done here. Got my holes cut for the hood like you're supposed to. I put donut tires on the rear. I actually took out the rear brakes completely, pulled the line off the slave cylinder, shoved a nail in, put the line back on, took out the emergency brakes, obviously, all that. But there's nothing done. There's no welding. I can open the trunk. We gotta wire that. Donut. Like I said, there's no welding whatsoever allowed on this car other than to hold the front bumper and the driver's door. And then obviously your cage. So I've got my normal battery setup, which I'm actually going to be making custom battery holders for the derby cars. So keep an eye out on my Facebook page for that. They're going to be just basic battery holders, nothing fancy. My idea is to keep the cost down for the drivers as much as I can. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else to this car. I mean, it's just a straightforward gutted out, gas tank still in stock location. Since it's mounted in front of the rear tires, I mean, it's like basically like in this ballpark is where it's at. But not allowed crease in the body, not allowed pre-bending. So we'll see what happens. Another thing, you guys won't be able to see it, but these two bolts right here, I actually went out and bought me a GoPro, and I had to obviously make my own mount, but I will be having a camera facing the rear of the car. That's about camera height right there, but I will be having a camera in the car to have an in-car video. So that should be coming up probably Monday. I'll have that up. The Derby is this Saturday. I should have the in-car video up Monday. I don't know who's all going with me right now, but I will try to have somebody in the stands to at least record my heat. I'd like to actually catch all the heats. There's only actually 4 heats, well, 4 classes, but we'll see what happens when we get there. Because like I said, I don't know who's all going with me just yet. So other than that, like you guys know everything I did to this car. This car took me probably 2 weeks to build, for the simple fact is, although there's nothing done to it, it did take me 2 weeks, just for the simple fact is, 1, I never derbied one of these before. 2, a whole new set of rules than what I'm used to. And 3, when you're trying to start up your own business and build a derby car, something has to give. So I was only able to work on the car for roughly 4 or 5 hours a day. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, shit, you know, 5 hours, I can strip a whole entire car, windows, blah, blah, blah. But the thing of it is, I like to go through and I like to take my time. I don't rush. I take every last bolt out of the cars when I strip them. I don't just grab a hammer and a pry bar and go to town. I don't do that. I take every last bolt out and, you know, and do it that way. I like to be thorough because they don't, you know, these cars are, in my opinion, they're junk compared to back then when you could actually do that. So, but 2008 Chevy Cobalt goes on the chopping block in a couple days. We're going to see how she runs. So, Sunday, I will have the aftermath video. I will literally Sunday morning, as soon as I wake up, do the aftermath video and upload it. And then Monday, I will have the in-car video, or maybe vice versa. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see what happens. Because the thing of it is, if this thing still runs and drives and moves under its own power, then I'm obviously going to keep it and run it next year. If it's totally trashed, then I need to, what do you want to call it? Then I need to get it packed, get my crap out of it, get the cage, battery box. That's basically it. Out of it, get it packed full of stuff. So I will keep the motor. I am going to keep the motor in training. You guys are probably tired of me lifting this hood up and tired of me talking. But I am going to keep the motor in training. I have never pulled a motor out of a front wheel drive car. So if y'all could leave comments on the video as to the best way to do it. I did look at, I was thinking about doing what Zach does, Zach Workshop. He basically just drops the subframe down and then lifts the front of the car up and does it that way. I might do that, but the thing of it is though, is I want to actually keep the wiring harness as well. And the reason being is I want to actually try to make a simplified wiring harness for these cars, for the circle track guys, for the derby guys, whatever. So, like I said, I've never pulled a front wheel drive motor. So if anybody could give me any hints or help as to that, that would be awesome. But I gotta take the hood shock off too. But other than that, there's nothing special. There's nothing special built about this car. Like I said, nothing special at all. So this is what she is, ladies and gentlemen. This is what she is. So y'all have a good week. Try to stay warm, especially if you're in Ohio. Other than that, y'all have fun. Stay tuned. And we'll be posting more videos in a couple days. Bye for now.